Hello Stellar friends, it's Amber here, and today we are going to be learning how to play the Fingerpicking for If You Can Read My Mind by Gordon Lightfoot. Now what a stunningly beautiful song to play on the guitar. If fingerpicking is a skill that you are currently working on, then definitely keep watching. What you're going to want to do is make sure your guitar is tuned, and you're going to be placing a capo onto the second fret of the guitar. This is going to be making sure we're in the same key as the original track. So without further ado, let's get into the lesson today. So I've zoomed in for a close-up so that you can really see what my left and right hands are doing in the song. Now I think many people listen to the original and are just so inspired and really want to learn how to play the song because it really is beautiful. But I think another side of many guitarists feel intimidated and they think, oh my goodness, this song is way too difficult for me. I'm never going to be able to play it. So to be honest, when I first heard the song, that was something that I thought internally. And after listening to it many times and really starting to dissect the guitar part into something that is simple and very doable, I actually realized that the song is not as difficult as one may think. So we're going to start off by learning the right hand picking pattern. Okay. Now the good news is that once you can do this, you will find the rest of the song relatively manageable. The picking pattern that we're going to be looking at right now is the basic pattern which is used throughout the entire song. So what we're going to be doing is just looking at the right hand, okay, or your finger picking hand. So we're going to place our thumb on our low E string, and we're going to have our index finger placed on the G and our middle finger placed on the B string. And that's where most of our playing is going to be taking place. So let's say thumb is on the low E string, index is on the G, middle is on the B. And our picking pattern is going to be thumb, middle, index. Now our thumb is going to travel down to the D string. We have middle, index, thumb stays on the D string, thumb, index. So back to the low E string again, and we have thumb, middle, index, thumb comes down to the D string, thumb, middle, index, thumb, index. So if I call out the string names, that might be helpful. We have E, B, G, D, B, G, D, G. Thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, index. Now this is something that I encourage you to practice over and over and over until it starts to feel comfortable. The pattern needs to feel natural, okay? You don't want to have to think about what you're doing. Your fingers need to be working on autopilot. I like to rest my ring finger on the high E string because we're not really using the E string for this song, and it's nice to anchor it so that my fingers are not flying all over the place. So what I would suggest right now is to pause the video and practice that finger pattern for a good couple of minutes before moving on into learning the rest of the song. Right, so I presume you have that finger picking pattern under your fingers. So let's start adding our fretting hand with some chords. So we're going to start off by learning the verse, okay? Now the verse is going to be flashed up onto the screen, and what we're going to be doing is applying that finger picking pattern to different chords. So the first two bars are up on the screen, and we have a G major chord. Now traditionally we play that G that looks like this, but for this specific finger picking guitar piece we don't need all of those fingers down on the guitar. So what I'm going to suggest, and you're going to see why I suggest this, we're going to be playing this G with our third finger in the third fret on that low E string. Please make sure that you're using that third finger, not your second finger, not your first finger, your third finger. And the picking pattern is going to be exactly what we've just learned. That's one round, and then we repeat it again. Okay, so work on that a few times. So we have thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, index, repeats. When we move along into our next two bars, what we're going to be doing is playing a D minus 6 over F. Now it sounds very complicated, but it's really not a difficult chord shape. So now we have our first finger free to play in our first fret on the low E string. And our second finger is free to squeeze down that G string. And the picking pattern is exactly the same. And we repeat it again. Thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, index. Repeat. The next two bars will be up on the screen. We go back to that G major chord for one bar. So that ring finger is just squeezing down the low E string. What we have coming up next is a G add 9, and we're just going to take our second finger and place it onto that G string in the second fret. Okay. So that's the only change, is just adding that finger. So that whole line, starting from the G, sounds like this. Second finger comes down. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is just show you those first 3 lines that we've learned already, starting on the G. So it'll be up on the screen, and this is how it's going to sound. 2, 3, 4. Repeat. Switch. D minus 6. Repeat. Back to the G chord. G add 9. Great. So up to that point, our right hand finger picking pattern with our thumb has been very consistent. We've been starting on that low E string and then navigating that thumb down to the D string for the rest of the pattern. Then moving it back up to the E for the start of the next chord, and then it moves down to that D. So we're quite used to this. It's quite comfortable, I should hope. Now the next part of the verse, we have a C major chord and we have a D major chord. So things are going to change slightly for these two chords. So first off, when we're playing the C major, our root note is no longer going to be on the low E string. It's now going to be on the A string. But the rest is going to stay the same. So we're starting on the A string with our thumb, middle, index. The thumb is still going to then travel down to the D string. Middle, index, thumb, index. So the C major starts on the A string, D string, D string again. And our D major chord, our root note is now on the D string. And so the thumb does not move to any other bass string. It stays there for the whole bar. So we have thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, index. With that thumb playing out that D string every single time. So if we look at that whole line again, starting on the C. It's going to sound like this. Make sure our thumb is moved to the A string, D string, D major, D string. Now, if you have gotten this far in the lesson, then I can tell that you take your fingerpicking seriously. Inside my fingerpicking course, Let's Pick It Up, I take you step by step from learning simple patterns to learning beautiful fingerpicking songs. You'll learn techniques like Travis picking, folk style fingerpicking, arpeggios, and how to blend melody with chords, all with clear video lessons, tablature, as well as guided practice. Now, not to blow my own trumpet or anything, but I can guarantee that this course is going to unlock a whole new side of your playing. So click the link below this video, and I cannot wait to welcome you into the Let's Pick It Up guitar course today. Our next line of music is up on the screen. We have an E minor to a C chord. So the E minor chord, we're going to be playing the same bass notes that we played for the G chord. So we have the thumb starting on the low E, and then it's going to jump down to the D string. And it's just going to sound like this. We then change to our C chord, and this one we have already done, and you know how to do this one already. Okay, so again from that E minor chord, thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, index to C. The next line we have a G. Then we change to our C major. So there's nothing new in that section. We've already covered those chords previously in this lesson. The final line of music, we have a G over B to an A7 sus4 to a D. So the first two chords we have not yet discussed. So the G over B is quite a simple chord. We only need to squeeze down two notes. So our second finger is going to squeeze down the A string in the second fret. And then we're going to use our pinky to squeeze down the third fret on the B string. So this is our G over B chord. And so the notes we pick, the thumb is going to be traveling between the A string and the D string. A7 sus4, this is a really nice, easy transition. All we do is take that second finger and we move it to the D string in the second fret. That is the only change. We pick the same strings as the G over B. Starting on the A, travel down to the D with the thumb. And the final chord is our D chord. And so we know our thumb stays on the D string. So in total, that entire line is going to sound like this. Starting on the G over B. Move our middle finger down to the D string. And to the D major chord. So what I'll be doing next is a full playthrough of the verse at a slow tempo. Now, just so you know, the original track is really quite fast. So this is very important to note because you're not going to be able to just jump in and play along with the original if you haven't got that finger picking pattern on autopilot. So first practice along with my slow playthrough of the verse before attempting to play with the original track, or even with my play along at the end of the lesson. So we're going to start on that G, and here we go. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. switch, repeat, back to the G, repeat, switch, back to the G, G add 9, C major, D major, E minor, C major, G, C, G over B, A7, and to our D major. Well done. So the last thing that we need to do in the lesson is learn the intro, which is a beautiful little riff that is also going to be played twice in the song. It's like a little instrumental section. So the music is up on the screen, and we're going to be using chords that we've already discussed in this lesson, but we're just going to be adding a finger and taking a finger away just to bring out a melody line, and it's going to be happening on our G string. Okay, so we start off with just a regular G, so the one that we've been learning, and it's going to sound like this. We have thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, and when you play that final index, we're going to be adding that second finger into that second fret on the G. So if I play it a little faster, you'll hear how it's going to sound. One more time. And you're going to keep that finger down for the next bar, because this is technically a G add 9 chord. And we're going to play. And that last index finger that we pluck, we lift the finger off for an open G. And this is going to be looped twice. So in total, the intro is going to sound like this. 2, 3, 4. Keep it down. Lift it off. Repeat. Put it down. Keep it down. Lift it off. And at full speed, you'll hear how that melody is going to be ringing through. It's going to sound like this. It's really beautiful and very fun to play once you can get it up to speed. What's going to be happening next is a full playthrough of the song. I'm very excited about this. Just something to take note of here. The original is very difficult for me to sing because it's very low. The key for my voice is a little bit too low. Gordon Lightfoot has a very beautiful but deep sounding voice. And although I can sing relatively deeply, I find that it just goes a little bit too low for my liking. So what I'm going to be doing, and this is very important if you're wanting to play along with me, you're going to need to move your capo. That is the only thing we're going to have to do, is we move the capo, and we're going to take this up to the 6th fret. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And everything that we have learned, you're going to just play, but on the 6th fret. So I can sing that much better than if the capo was on the 2nd fret. So I hope no one minds that I'll be transposing this to a higher key. Just make sure you've shifted that capo up to that 6th fret, and I will then see you in the play along coming up next. So let's get ready for a full playthrough of the song. Just remember that for my version, we're needing to put the capo onto the 6th fret of the guitar to match my vocal range. So let's get ready. A 1, 2, 3, 4. If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well in a castle dark, or a fortress strong with chains upon my feet. You know that ghost is me, and I will never be set free as long as I'm a ghost that you can't see. If I could read your mind, love, what a tale your thoughts could tell. Just like a paperback novel, the kind that drugstores sell. When you reach the parts where the heartache comes, the hero would be me. But heroes often fail, and you won't read that book again, because the ending's just too hard to take. Like a movie star who gets burned in a 3-way script. Oh, enter number 2, a movie queen to play the scene of bringing all the good things out in me. But for now, love, let's be real, I never thought I could act this way. And I've got to say that I just don't get it. I don't know where we went wrong, but the feeling's gone and I just can't get it back. If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well in a castle dark, or a fortress strong with chains upon my feet. But stories always end, and if you read between the lines, you'll know that I'm just trying to understand the feelings that you lack. I never thought I could feel this way, and I've got to say that I just don't get it. I don't know where we went wrong, but the feeling's gone and I just can't get it back. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's lesson. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and learning this beautiful fingerpicking song on the guitar. I hope that you enjoyed the lesson. Don't forget to give this a like and subscribe to my channel. Now, until next time, I'll see you in another Stellar Guitarist song tutorial. Until then, have a wonderful day and see you soon. Bye.